Rangers fans gather round because the days ahead are shaping up to be anything but quiet for the team. The mood around the club has shifted over the last few hours, and not in the way anyone in blue would have hoped. Just when the squad needed as much stability as possible heading into a demanding stretch of fixtures, an unexpected problem has landed right in the middle of preparations. It is the kind of situation that forces everyone to take a deep breath and rethink what the next few weeks might look like, with a busy calendar ahead and every match carrying heavy weight. This new hurdle adds more pressure at a time when the margin for error is already razor thin. As the boys work toward their meeting with Dundee United, the talk around the training ground has been dominated by news that hit like a cold wind off the Clyde. The team was already managing a growing list of concerns, but now the number of available options has narrowed even further. Danny Rowe revealed that Oliver Antman has picked up a hip problem, serious enough to keep him out for an extended spell, threatening to stretch the squad to its absolute limit during a period where matches come fast and physical demands rise sharply. For a side that cannot afford to lose more bodies, this setback arrives at the worst possible time. Antman's situation is especially frustrating because the lad was hoping this stretch of games would help him fully settle into life in Glasgow. He came in from the Dutch league with ambition, ready to show personality, pace, and the kind of direct attacking traits that could make him a valuable weapon in Rowe's system. Instead of building rhythm, he is looking at weeks of rehab, working away from the pitch, while the rest of the squad battles through an unforgiving schedule. It is a tough blow for him personally, because he wanted to make an early stamp on the team and give supporters a glimpse of what he could become. Now the focus shifts to recovering properly, which is no quick task when dealing with a hip and abductor issue. The medical team expects him to be sidelined for around 8 weeks, which places his potential return near the end of January. That date only refers to his ability to get back into training, not to step straight into matches. Match sharpness is a whole different challenge, especially in a system built on tempo, intensity, and fluid movement. Rowe will not take risks with a player coming off this type of injury because everyone knows the danger of bringing someone back too early. The truth is, Antman may take longer than anyone hopes before he can perform with the kind of confidence and physical edge he was brought in to provide. And while Antman's absence is a blow in the attacking department, the bigger worry for the staff remains the defensive side of the squad. Derek Cornelius is out until January, and there is still no firm clarity on when John Souttar might be fit enough to return. Even if he comes back sometime in December, nobody can predict whether he will be ready to absorb the demands of back-to-back matches immediately. Bailey Rice is another player ruled out until the turn of the year, leaving the team with even fewer options to rotate in positions where reliability is crucial. Every senior figure becomes vital in moments like this, and losing even one reduces the manager's flexibility drastically. This growing list of absences is a reminder of just how fragile the situation can become when fixtures pile up. Rowe has spoken often about the need for adaptability and about using different profiles to solve problems, but even the most creative managers have limits when the bodies simply are not available. What makes Antman's absence even more difficult is that he offered something different from the other wingers, someone capable of breaking lines and unsettling defenses by carrying the ball at speed. Without him, some of the tactical variations the manager hoped to introduce will need to be adjusted or postponed until he is fully fit again. The news has also sparked a bigger conversation behind the scenes. The winter transfer window is no longer a matter of convenience. It is now shaping up to be essential. The squad needs reinforcements, and they need them fast. There is no room for hesitation when the season is reaching a stage where every point influences the trajectory of the campaign. The people responsible for recruitment will already be working around the clock, knowing that any delay could come back to haunt the club if more injuries arise or if the current issues take longer than expected to resolve. Meanwhile, the players still available have no choice but to dig deeper. This stretch of matches, which includes both domestic and European commitments, is going to test the collective strength of the group. With some of the most experienced names unavailable, the responsibility grows for the rest of the squad to step up, show leadership, and maintain momentum despite the challenges. It is not the kind of scenario any manager wants, but it is often in these moments that squads discover what they are truly made of. The supporters will feel the tension, but they will also be crucial as ever, because this is the point in the season where unity can make a difference. While the Ant-Man news dominates the headlines, another important note emerged from inside the club regarding Nico Rascin. Many had believed his deal was due to expire sooner, sparking concerns about his long-term future, but confirmation came that his contract actually runs until the summer of 2028, not 2027. That clarity offers a breath of relief, especially considering his growing importance for both club and country. Rascin has become a consistent performer, someone the squad relies on in the middle of the park for energy, discipline, and quick decision-making. As discussions continued around the training ground, Raskin's situation became a reminder of how quickly narratives can shift in football. Not long ago, supporters were worried that he might be entering the final stages of his deal, raising questions about whether the club would be forced into making a difficult decision next summer. The new confirmation brings much-needed stability, especially as he has transformed into one of the most dependable figures in the squad. His performances for Belgium have also lifted his profile across Europe, but for now his focus remains firmly on representing Rangers with the same commitment he has shown since the moment he arrived. Even so, the midfielder has carried his share of challenges in recent months. His fallout with Russell Martin earlier in the year created tension that took a toll on him physically and mentally. Being left out of matchday squads, especially during high-pressure fixtures, was not easy for a player who thrives on rhythm and responsibility. The supporters felt something was off, and when the team struggled during that period, it only amplified the sense that Raskin's situation was part of a bigger problem. He spoke openly about that difficult spell, admitting that it was one of the hardest phases he had faced since joining the club, and that the uncertainty surrounding his future had weighed on him heavily. But the last thing anyone could question was his determination to fight back. He made it clear that he never wanted to leave, even when interest from outside began to intensify. Offers came from abroad, with clubs preparing to test Rangers' stance, but the midfielder stood firm. His commitment to stay and regain his place was a message to the fans as much as to his teammates. Once he returned to the squad, he gradually rebuilt his confidence, and since Rowe took charge, he has become an indispensable part of the system. Every match he starts reinforces the idea that his skill set suits the manager's approach perfectly. There is no doubt that his journey over the last few seasons has shaped him into a more mature and resilient player. He battled through injuries, tactical changes, and managerial shifts, yet he consistently found a way to adapt. Through all of it, his work rate never dipped, and supporters recognized that effort, awarding him both the Men's Player Award and the Players' Player of the Year title for his displays during the previous campaign. Those honours were a reflection of how highly he is regarded within the squad and how much responsibility the staff believe he can handle moving forward. The midfielder's resurgence has been a source of stability at a time when the squad desperately needed it. With several major injuries affecting key areas of the pitch, having a figure as reliable as Rascin in the middle gives Rowe at least one anchor he can trust. His ability to play deeper or push higher when required makes him valuable in matches where the tactical demands can vary significantly. Rowe has emphasized the need for intelligence and adaptability in the midfield, and Rascin has delivered that with every performance since the new staff took over. Still, the team has no time to relax. The schedule ahead is intense, and the pressure is continuously rising as both league and European matches grow in importance. Every fixture carries implications, and even a single slip can shift the momentum of the table. The absence of Antman, Cornelius, Rice, and others means there will be moments when the squad will have to dig deep and rely on players stepping into unfamiliar roles. It is during these phases that collective belief becomes crucial. The manager will be looking for leaders across the pitch, not just from senior players, but also from emerging figures who have shown the hunger to compete at the highest level. As the winter approaches, the atmosphere around Auchenhowie will be defined by a mix of determination and urgency. The staff know that they cannot waste any time. The players know that they must maximize every session, every minute, every detail, because the next few weeks could shape the entire trajectory of the season. Supporters will be keeping a close eye on how the team handles this period, knowing that adversity often reveals more about a squad than comfortable wins ever do. The upcoming match against Dundee United might appear straightforward on paper, but everyone understands that nothing about this stage of the campaign is simple. The opposition will sense the uncertainty surrounding Rangers, especially with the number of key absences stacking up. They will aim to exploit any sign of weakness, but that is exactly where the character of the team is expected to shine. Rowe will be urging his players to set the tone early, impose their rhythm, and avoid allowing the match to turn into a physical grind. Matches like this often come down to who handles the pressure better, who stays calm when things become chaotic, and who takes responsibility in crucial moments. Rangers have shown before that they can adapt, and this is another test of that resilience. The crowd will play its part, as always, pushing the team forward when the legs get heavy and the challenges intensify. The bond between the supporters and the players is something that has carried Rangers through difficult stretches in the past, and it will be needed again now as the squad navigates this tricky phase with limited resources. What adds another layer to the situation is the looming January window. While no one inside the club will publicly admit it, conversations are already happening behind closed doors. The recruitment team knows exactly what the manager requires to reinforce the squad, and they will be working relentlessly to ensure that new faces arrive early enough to make an immediate impact. Waiting too long could be costly, especially if more injuries occur or if the current recovery timelines extend beyond what is expected. There is belief that the squad can handle the challenges ahead, but belief alone will not be enough. The team must show discipline, composure, and the willingness to push through fatigue and discomfort. These weeks leading into the new year are often defining for clubs aiming for major honours. The rhythm of the squad, the physical condition, the mentality, and the depth all play a role. And right now, the margin for error is slimmer than ever. What gives Rangers hope? Is the quality still present on the pitch and the commitment of players like Rascin, who understand exactly what it means to carry the demands of the shirt? The supporters will expect nothing less than full effort from everyone who steps onto the pitch, no matter the circumstances. They know the squad is stretched. They know the injuries are piling up, but they also know that this is Rangers and standards never drop. The team has faced adversity before and come out stronger. Now they must do it again by holding on to him until 2028. Rangers protect themselves from avoidable instability while also backing a player who has shown that adversity will not break him. It is a commitment to continuity at a time when continuity is rare in football. Supporters will always debate lineups, systems, and performances, but when a player shows heart, resilience, and a genuine desire to fight for the badge, the connection grows deeper and more meaningful. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Word spreading fast across the Scottish game, and if the whispers kicking about Govan hold any truth, Rangers might just have pulled off one of the most eyebrow-raising moves in recent memory. The talk drifting through pubs, supporters' buses, and training grounds alike is that Che Adams has put pen to paper with the Ibrox side, sending a jolt through the whole of European football. Nothing's been made official yet, but the rumour mill is spinning so hard it could light up the Clyde. Folk close to the situation insist the deal was wrapped up quietly, with Rangers keen to keep the story sealed until the perfect moment. But once the first hint leaked, the reaction was explosive. Fans have been buzzing, rivals spooked, and analysts across the continent scrambling to understand how the Light Blues managed to land a striker of Adams' calibre without a whisper escaping earlier. Some insiders claim Adams was swayed by the promise of a leading role, the roar of Ibrox, and a project that's said to be more ambitious than anyone expected. Others are sure there's more to the story, pointing to late-night meetings, fast-moving negotiations, and a push from figures behind the scenes determined to make a statement signing. Whatever the truth, the rumour alone has Europe rattled. Supporters are refreshing their feeds, pundits are hedging their bets, and rival clubs are said to be scrambling to see if they've missed a trick. If the chatter proves real, Rangers could be on the cusp of one of the standout moves of the era. And if it's nothing but smoke, well, it's certainly the loudest smoke Govern's heard in a long while. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned